When all else fails, send Hook! I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Rampage. And oh boy, at least they sent Hook! And they had a couple other matches. Let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. It wasn't a bad show, but the opening and closing matches just kind of blended together. And also, Rampage will be on at a special time next week because of the NBA All-Star Game, I believe, on at 4 p.m. my time, so adjust your clocks accordingly. I'm on the West Coast, so 4 p.m. for me means it would be 7 p.m. on the East Coast, and then 6 p.m. for Central Time, 5 p.m. for Mountain Time, and I don't know what the fuck Hawaiian Time is. Anyway, enough talking about time zones and everything, let's talk about Rampage. 4 commentators is entirely too many. Get Chris Jericho the fuck off of commentary. Seriously, unless he's involved in a storyline for a particular match, he offers nothing. He offers absolutely nothing. Regardless of how I personally feel about the guy, 4 commentaries, he just screams and shouts, lets it all out. And then the ratings, they just go in the dirt. Come on, I can't do a reference properly, so there we go. Excalibur, Taz, and Starks would be fine. I mean, at least they're finding something for Starks to do, but Jericho, he just... do something. Rotate people if you have to. Anyway, we have the Insuffer Bucks, the overestimated Bucks, in my personal opinion, against Rapagni Vice, Trent, and Rocky Romero. And I like Rocky Romero. And Trent's certainly not bad. In the Bucks, I have praised some of their matches when I've enjoyed them over the past number of years. And this is just the same old bullshit. Orange Cassidy was there. Cutler was doing the same goddamn comedy bullshit that he usually does. No entrances, just hurl us right into a match. It was the same goddamn Bucks bullshit that you've seen time and time before. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. And as the days go by. So, suddenly, Danhausen was under the ring. He cursed him. And he left. I have a feeling this is essentially what Danhausen is going to be doing until he recovers from his leg injury. And, Rick Knox is not a good referee. At least, he's not allowed to be a good referee. Because... the Bucks tried to do a whole, thing where they got, they lured them to the stage and then super kicked them and they're like, oh, we're going to get a count out victory. We're like, haha, we're an imp. No, but anyway. This went on forever also. This had no business going on as long as it did. I have no problem with them trying to get, I like Rocky. And Rocky and Trent work well together. They worked well together as Rapagni Vice, but just... this is the same, multiple kickouts, all the stuff, same typical stuff, and the Bucks win. Cutler does the goddamn stupid, foolish, cold spray bullshit. Orange Cassidy does the shin kick bullshit, and hits him with the orange punch. And then Trent's there, and suddenly, oh my god, it's the Switchblade, Jay White. Hey, they actually had him do something. Look, I'm going to say the same thing that I said on my lengthy Dynamite review, except I'm not going to take nearly as long. Regardless of how I feel personally about Jay White, I think he's very good in the ring, but I also find him boring. If you're going to introduce him, this isn't the best way to do it. I'm sorry, it's just not. That would have been kind of a cool way. It would have been on a taped show, but how they introduced him on Dynamite was really, really lame. Anyway, that's it. That was it for the opening match. And then Stark says, hey, Hobbs versus Dante will happen next week in a qualifying match, Face of the Revolution qualifying match, and Dante's going to get beat down. Because they already are going to probably have 2 big guys, excuse me, 2 big guys in there, I have a feeling that Dante is going to somehow win. Because why not? Unless they're going to make it all big guys there. So Danielson has an interview backstage. And it's all about Moxley. Well, Punk's, dealing with Moxley with a one-night stand. But I want a long-term relationship. Because Brian's having fun. And then Lee and Matt Sydal show up. Lee Moriarty, that is. Not Lee Johnson. There are too many people with too many similar names. It's like... they had 2 cages at one point, and then they have 2 pages. They have one that matters and one that is Ethan. And they also have others that are just, they have too many names. Too many names that are similar. But anyway, Danielson says he respects Sydal as a wrestler, but he said what he needs to learn from you, you can't teach him. He needs to learn violence. And Lee steps up, stop pretending that I'm not here. Oh, that's what I want. Let's have a match on Dynamite. Okay, color me intrigued. I look forward to seeing that go on for about 10 minutes. Lee's very good, and Brian obviously sees a lot in him, since he mentioned him in that promo recently. And then Britt Baker, the Doctor Will See You Meow, took on Rebel, or actually rather, Team, had Rebel in her corner against Robin Renegade. Man, because Robin just decided to lick some ass on social media. By saying, I'm gonna lick some ass on Rampage. And that became a meme. And look, mistakes happen, but man, that certainly would draw the ratings in. I'm not sure what kind of wrestling fans you'd get, but it'd certainly be something. Where was Jamie? Oh, Jamie showed up later. It's all right. I don't know why it went on so long. Nothing against Robin Renegades. How she's been presented. Robin did fire up and hit. Nice splash for 2. But then Britt fired up with a few kicks and then a stomp 1, 2, 3. Thunder Rosa's music hits and because Britt was going to do the lockjaw and she decided to run down and beat her down. And then Jamie showed up, and Jamie and Thunder Rosa on my television at the same time. Perfectly fine. I was perfectly fine. How dare you accuse me of otherwise? And also Mercedes Martinez was there. Mercedes and Jamie coming to blows. Or just coming. I don't really know. I'm not here to judge. But they're going to have a war of words after Mercedes and Thunder Rosa have their match on Dynamite. Jamie may inadvertently cost Mercedes the match. Because why not? So anyway, Layla Hirsch and Chris Statlander cut pre-tape promos. Hirsch basically said she had to fight for everything, talking about being in an orphanage and that kind of stuff and whatever, and why she is just sick of not, being taken seriously. Stuff like that. And Statlander said, well, if this is your attitude, and I don't blame your parents for giving you up. Okay, ouch, harsh, but all right. Anyway, Hook got a pop and then beat up a guy named Blake Lee. Lee with an I. So you know he's got intensity. QT tried to do something effective. That's adorable. But yeah, red rum for the win, and Hook gets the victory. Okay, I've done the Hook impression enough, but he got the victory. Huge reaction for Hook. He is very much over. Put him on Dynamite. Put him on a Dynamite match, and let's see how he does. I mean, because Rampage isn't usually live. I would like to see what Hook can do as far as, being in front of a live audience like that. He's getting over. They may have found the diamond here. So, Jurassic Express, excuse me, goddamn allergies, do the hype up. It's time for the main event. Dynamite next week, Jericho's and Hager versus Santana and Ortiz, Mercedes versus Thunder Rosa in a no DQ match, Bryan versus Lee Moriarty, Wardlow versus Caster in a qualifier match, and then Sammy versus Darby for the TNT Championship. Andrade will cost Darby the win, and they will have a match at Revolution. Andrade will win, and Darby will have to be his servant. I have a feeling they're going to do something like that. Rampage, by the way, Dante versus Hobbs in a qualifier match, and Jay Whiteo versus Trent Beretta. And then in the main event, we had Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus with Christian Cage against the Gun Club, Colton and Austin, along with Billy. Oh, Billy. Christian Cage and Billy Gunn involved in matches in 2022. Man, wrestling is really wild and also weird, and also proof that there's nothing wrong with using people that maybe their best days are behind them, but I don't know. AEW tag title match. I didn't care. It wasn't that it wasn't well worked. I appreciate the Gun Club for trying to be, dastardly heels. Jungle Boy, oh, is good, and Luchasaurus is fine in short bursts, but we just get a melee. At one point, we get a choke slam, onto a bunch of plants outside. We get Billy stopping Christian Cage after he kept trying to, basically make it a fair fight. And then the kill switch by Jungle Boy onto one of the guns, 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's all you got right there. So yes, Rampage next week will be on at 4 p.m. So there you go. It's going to be on it's going to be on 3 hours earlier than it usually is. And that's going to be a good thing. I can watch it before SmackDown since I review both and do that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rentlin. I'll see you soon.